Hi and welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Fee and I am here with another video. So last night I went to go see Lion King and I figured since everybody else was giving their opinions and the critics had their thoughts that I would make me a cup of coffee, hit record and share my 2 cents. First and foremost, I love Lion King. When it first was released in 1994, I was 17 years old. I wasn't a little kid. So I don't have little kid memories about it, but I do remember going to the show to go see it. I can't remember if I went by myself or if I went with friends, but I know that I was sitting in the show at 16, 17 years old watching Lion King. All of the colors, the music, I was like, I'm going to see this, and I did. And so I was super excited when they said that they was doing a live version. I like the live versions that they're doing with cartoons. I've seen Beauty and the Beast. I've seen The Jungle Book, and I've enjoyed both of them. I like that live version. I don't know if they're doing it because when these movies came out originally, a lot of people that are fans of them are now adults, and so they're trying to get that audience back. Or is it because today's kids are so tech savvy that a cartoon just wouldn't hold their attention? Whatever the case is, I'm here for it and I enjoy it. So I was at Lion King. I wasn't nothing gonna stop me from going to see Lion King. So one of the things that the critics were saying about Lion King is that they felt like the characters didn't have enough emotion or expression when they gave the lines. And when I watched the movie, I was kind of watching for that, but I also felt like, one, because it was supposed to be this lifelike story of lions, I think that the creators didn't want to make it really cartoonish by giving the lions facial expressions like smiling and frowning and whatever else that you will see, because I mean real lions just don't do that. So I think that was the one, and I also said that maybe because of the shape and the realness that they wanted to keep with the lions, that it was probably too complicated to give those lions those facial expressions. That's just my thought. I didn't have an issue with it. It wasn't a big thing for me. As I watched it, I noticed other things that they did to kind of show expressions. You can see the twisting of their ears. Sometimes there would be something with the eyes. I think that they gave more of a real lion-like reaction to certain things, to anger, to fear, to happiness. I think they did it that way as opposed to making it really cartoon-like. So I didn't have a problem with that. I was fine with that. Even with the music, I know they were saying like the music just didn't match. To me, I felt like it was just a song being played and the animals was just running around to the song. Like, I don't think that they were really trying to make it like they were really singing. And if you really think about it, on some parts of The Lion King, the original, there were some songs that the characters wasn't really singing. It was a song being played. One, for example, would be Can You Feel the Love Tonight? If you go back and you think about the original, they were playing a song in the background as Simba and Nyla kind of was just going through the jungle and doing everything together. It really wasn't a thing where you saw Nyla singing and you saw Simba singing. So I didn't have a problem with that. I thought that that was fine. I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. People also made a big fuss about they felt like Donald Glover's and Beyonce, like they felt like with their lines that they just felt like they were reading. They were like, it's different when you're acting and you're with that person and you're interacting and you have to give more. But with this, all you really giving is your voice. So you have to kind of let your voice change and reflect. And being that these are lions, I don't know how much they could have done. And to be honest, to me, it didn't ruin the movie. Like, yeah, as soon as Beyonce started talking, I was like, that's Beyonce. Donald Glover, I felt like, just because of his style, it kind of like, I felt like his voice kind of matched the adult Simba, so I wasn't too mad about it. And they were only in the film about a good 30-40 minutes. It wasn't like they had these long lines or these long scripts, so it wasn't nothing that was so terrible to sit through. That's just my opinion. Now, let's talk about some of my favorite parts of the movie. I love the In the Jungle song. I love the way they put it together. I loved how they had the other animals kind of go in with it. I thought that was pretty cool. I just like that song anyway. So, and I even liked it in the original. So, I was cool with that. Like, I was tapping my feet. I loved how they had the other animals come in and blend it together. So that was like one of my favorite parts. I enjoyed that. I also enjoyed, or I liked how they had the thing with Nyla and Shenzi. I think that's how you pronounce it. Shenzi, yeah. I love how they had that kind of thing with them, and in the end they had a fight scene. I really like the fact that they added that to this version of the Lion King. Low-key, high-key, they almost made Nyla the hero, because she went back and got Simba and was like, you need to come back. And she was the one that stood up and said, we are going to fight for our pride land. We are going to fight for our kingdom, our land. And she told Scar, like, you're not the king and we're going to fight you. So I kind of liked how they gave her that extra strength in the original cartoon. I don't even remember her having lines like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. I enjoyed that. The whole girl power moment. I'm always for that. So I enjoyed that. I also like how they used the Beyonce song Spirit, and they had Simba running back to Pride Rock. I don't know. For me, it just touched my heart. I felt something in that moment, and I felt like that song really matched that moment. So I really enjoyed that as well. So those were like some of the highlighted points or moments that I liked about it. And it kind of just gave the movie a little extra for me that I really enjoyed. Now, my least favorite parts was some of the singing. Even in the original, like, I Just Can't Wait to Be King. I think that in the original, Jason Weaver sung his butt off, and the little boy that played Simba in this movie, I can't remember his name, but he played in the movie Little. They both sang their hearts out, but I don't know what it is about that song. I like it, but when it come on, even if I'm watching the original cartoon, when it come on, I'm like, I roll, like, here we go. So, and it's cute. I mean, I'll hum it, but I don't know. So for me, in the movie, it was just too busy. It was too much going on. You got the elephants, you got the giraffes, you got the zebras. It was just a lot. And so, and it was another part that I really didn't care for. When Simba was older, and I think he shook his mane, and some of the hair from the mane kind of flew away, and it took this long trail to get back to Rakifi. It was a little National Geographical for me, and I didn't have to see it in the dome. So all of that part right there, I was like, we don't need this. And speaking of National Geographic, that's kind of what this version of The Lion King reminded me of. I was like, okay, so we're watching National Geographic with music. I can get it. So those was like the two of my least favorite parts of the movie. Other than that, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And so I cannot talk about The Lion King without talking about the Stampede. with Mufasa and his death, him being killed. That was so intense. It was beautifully done. It was done like I felt like I was in that damn hole or whatever it was called, and I was a part of that damn stampede because I felt like they was running at me. My heart rate went up. My Apple Watch was like, your heart rate is up, sis. I mean, my anxiety went up. Like I could feel myself not breathing. Like it was really intense and beautifully done. And when Mufasa was like asking Scar to help him, and he threw him, and then you saw little Simba scream, all of that was just whoa. I was like, yeah. Like, and even though, here's the funny part. How many times have I seen Lion King? Who don't know that Mufasa dies? But even still in that scene, you still are just like, whoa. Like, it's still a lot. So, like, that was good. And I think that's all I have. Oh, another one of my favorite scenes that I forgot. So, when Timon and Pumbaa caught themselves going to get the hyenas to run toward Pride Rock to get to the lions, and they did Be My Guest, that reference to the Beauty and the Beast, which is also another one of my favorite Disney movies. Oh, that took me out. I was like, that, bravo, that was smart. I loved it. Because when he started, I was like, what? Because if you remember, in the original, they did this little hula Hawaiian song. So to flip that and do this, I thought that was really smart. It was quick. I enjoyed it. So overall, I enjoyed The Lion King. I enjoyed it. I can watch it again. I'm not mad at it. I don't care what the critics say. You know, I think that it did what it was supposed to do. And yeah, I enjoyed it. If you haven't seen it, you should go and see it. If you have seen it, leave me your comments. Leave me your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it. And like always, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. And until then, be blessed.